On an unremarkable afternoon, the kind where the day blends into the usual rhythm of life, the world seemed to hum along predictably. The sun hung low, painting the streets of downtown Chicago with a soft, amber glow. With a few hours to spare before my next meeting, I decided to stop by Brewed Awakening, a cafe I'd frequented for years. The familiar hiss of the espresso machine, the murmur of conversations, and the faint strum of indie tunes wrapped around me like a warm blanket. Work had been relentless, draining my energy, and I craved the solace of a quiet latte to soothe my mind. I nudged the door open, the gentle chime of the bell above signaling my arrival. The cafe buzzed with its usual crowd, but my favorite window seat beckoned. Scanning the room to check if it was free, my eyes landed on her, Emily, my wife. She sat near the window, her presence as captivating as ever. Her chestnut hair tumbled over her shoulders, and her emerald eyes glinted with the sunlight's touch. Her laugh, that unguarded, joyous sound, stirred my heart as it always did. It had been too long since I'd heard it so freely. But a shadow of unease crept over me. Something felt off, though I couldn't name it at first. As I lingered in the doorway, a chill prickled the back of my neck. Across from her sat a man I didn't know. He was tall, impeccably dressed, with neatly trimmed hair and a smooth-shaven face. He leaned toward her, relaxed yet attentive, as they shared a conversation that seemed too easy, too close. Their exchanged glances carried a warmth that twisted my stomach into a knot I'd never felt before. Was I overthinking it? Was this just paranoia? I took a hesitant step forward, my thoughts spiraling, but I couldn't tear my eyes away. Part of me screamed to turn around, to leave the cafe and act like I'd seen nothing. But the gnawing in my gut wouldn't let me. I wove through the crowded tables, keeping my distance, struggling to stay composed. Emily hadn't spotted me yet. I paused near the counter, torn between confronting her and slipping away. Then, as if fate intervened, her gaze lifted and met mine. For a fleeting moment, time froze. Her expression crumbled. Her smile vanished, her eyes widened with a flicker of panic. She quickly averted her gaze, as if pretending I wasn't there. But it was too late. I'd seen it all. My chest tightened, my pulse raced. Was this some cruel misunderstanding? A prank? I wanted to shout, to demand answers, but my voice drowned in the cafe's clamor. The man across from her noticed my stare and turned. He flashed a brief, polite smile, extending his hand. "Hi, I'm Mark, Emily's coworker," he said, his tone light, almost too casual. That smile didn't reach his eyes, and something about it felt wrong. Mark. A name that would echo in my mind forever. I exhaled shakily and took his hand. "Ion," I said, forcing calm into my trembling voice. My palms were clammy. "Nice to meet you." Emily's face had drained of color, guilt etched across her features as she stood clumsily. She opened her mouth, but no words came. The silence between us roared louder than the cafe's din. At last she spoke. "Ion, I wasn't expecting you here," she stammered, her eyes flitting nervously between me and Mark. Those words struck like a blow. My heart sank deeper. She hadn't even tried to mask it, hadn't bothered to explain. I struggled to steady myself, but my mind raced with questions. How long had this been happening? How many lies had she told? How many late nights at work or outings with friends were just excuses? How long had I been blind? I glanced at Mark, then back at Emily. "Is this why you've been so distant?" I asked, my voice barely audible. She looked away, unable to meet my eyes, her silence louder than any confession. Without another word, I turned and walked out. The cold air outside slapped my face, stealing my breath. The pain in my chest was unbearable, but I couldn't dwell on it. I needed to escape. My mind churned as I hurried to my car. Why hadn't she been honest? How could she let me believe our marriage was perfect when it was built on deceit? I slid into the driver's seat, slammed the door, and drove aimlessly. Eventually, I found myself parked outside our apartment building, my thoughts a tangled storm, unsure of what came next or how to mend what felt irreparably broken.